Imagine paying someone over $300,000 every single week to do absolutely nothing. No headset, no sideline, no game plan, just silence. That is exactly what the Baltimore Ravens are now doing after making one of the most shocking decisions in modern NFL history. After 18 seasons, a Super Bowl ring, and nearly 2 decades of stability, John Harbaugh is gone. But here's the part that makes this story unbelievable. Firing him didn't save money. It triggered one of the most expensive exits the NFL has ever seen. And before we get to the number that's making league executives shake their heads, you need to understand why this decision happened at all. For nearly 2 decades, John Harbaugh was the Baltimore Ravens. Hired in 2008, he inherited a team built on toughness and defense, and he turned it into one of the NFL's most consistently competitive franchises. 12 playoff appearances, 6 division titles, a Super Bowl championship in 2012. In a league defined by chaos, Harbaugh was stability. Most coaches don't survive 5 years. Harbaugh lasted 18. But stability can slowly become something else, and the Ravens began to fear they were seeing it happen in real time. Because what started as consistency was starting to feel like stagnation. Coming into the 2025 season, Baltimore wasn't supposed to be a question mark. They were supposed to be contenders. Analysts had them ranked among the top Super Bowl favorites. The roster was loaded. Lamar Jackson was healthy. The window was open. So how did a team built to dominate end up watching the playoffs from home? That answer begins with a pattern, and once it started, it never stopped. Week after week, the Ravens found ways to lose games they should have won. Late leads vanished. Fourth quarters became nightmares. And then came the moment that quietly changed everything. Even though most fans didn't realize it at the time. The season opener in Buffalo, Baltimore looked sharp, focused, dangerous. But instead of that win becoming a launching pad, it became a tease. Because what followed was a stretch of inconsistency that raised serious questions inside the organization. Questions that would soon turn into ultimatums. And then everything unraveled. Lamar Jackson suffered a hamstring injury. The Ravens stumbled to a 1-5 start. Suddenly, the Super Bowl favorite narrative collapsed. But here's the twist: Baltimore didn't quit. They fought back. They clawed their way into contention, which made what happened next even more brutal. Because the entire season came down to one game, a win-and-in showdown against their biggest rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The AFC North title is on the line, playoff berth on the line, redemption within reach, and with seconds remaining, everything slipped away. A missed field goal, a 26-24 loss. The Steelers are celebrating, Ravens stunned. And that single kick didn't just end the season. It sealed John Harbaugh's fate. Within days, Baltimore made the call. The longest tenured head coach in the league was fired. But what happened next is where this story takes a turn that most fans still don't fully understand. Because the Ravens didn't just fire Harbaugh. They agreed to pay him like he was still coaching. Just months earlier, in March 2025, Harbaugh signed a 3-year contract extension that would have kept him in Baltimore through 2028. His salary? Roughly $17 million per year. At the time, it was seen as a vote of confidence. In reality, it became a financial trap. When the Ravens pulled the trigger, they inherited every remaining dollar of that deal. Which means John Harbaugh is now earning tens of thousands of dollars per day without stepping foot on a sideline. But here's the part that makes NFL owners wince. Break it down. Over $300,000 per week. About $1.5 million per month just to stay home. And that's before Baltimore even pays the next head coach. So the Ravens aren't just paying for the future, for the past. And that raises a question most fans aren't asking yet. Was John Harbaugh really the problem? Statistically, his resume is a light. A 193-124 record, including playoffs. A Super Bowl ring. Early postseason dominance. During his first 5 seasons, Baltimore reached the AFC Championship game 3 times. That level of success buys a lot of patience. But the NFL isn't measured by loyalty. It's measured by results right now. As the years passed, playoff wins became rare. After starting his postseason career 9-4, Harbaugh went 4-7 in later appearances. The Lamar Jackson era brought excitement, MVP awards, and division titles, but not deep playoff runs. And that's where frustration grew. The AFC Championship loss to Kansas City at home felt like a turning point that never fully turned. A moment when Baltimore should have taken the next step and didn't. By 2025, ownership was asking a dangerous question. If this team can't break through now, when will it? And that's why this decision wasn't emotional. It was surgical. The Ravens chose to absorb one of the most expensive coaching exits in sports history because they believed standing still was more dangerous than moving on. But that decision comes with consequences. Baltimore is now paying 2 head coaches at once. Harbaugh's buyout and the salary of his replacement. That kind of financial weight doesn't disappear. It affects roster depth, contract negotiations, long-term planning around Lamar Jackson's prime. And if the next coach fails, this move won't just be questioned, it'll be condemned. For John Harbaugh, the ending is surreal. After 18 years, 1 championship, and countless wins, he walks away as both a legend and one of the most expensive former coaches in NFL history. And for the Ravens, they've made their bet. They're betting that paying millions for change will eventually be cheaper than paying the price of staying the same. Now the only question left is this. Will this decision lead to another Super Bowl? Or will it become the moment Baltimore realizes some pages cost too much to turn? Thank you for watching.